That's the bulk of the routing done, and well, I'm adding new electronics in here, so you need to be aware that you're probably going to have to enlarge your guitar's control cavity, or, well, you have to accommodate the controls somewhere, don't you? Now, before I go on, I want to double check my screen, see that I've got the depth right and all of that. At this stage it's worth saying that be careful with glass, for one. Oh, there we go. This glass is exactly the right depth. I'm going to have to cut away some corners so that it fits in perfectly, but that's what chisels are for. Now, so that's all lovely. I'm going to have to route another cavity for the controls and one for the battery box as well. And I'm going to have to drill access holes and all of that loveliness. I've already got a deep cutter in it, and as luck would have it, I've already got a very old template. Pencil. No matter how many pencils you have, you always lose them. I suspect that's right. Nope, not right. I'm just putting an extra offset control cavity there. So that's the one I want. That is large enough that I am going to go back to the pillar drill and pre-drill, but you don't need to see that, do you? We've done the pre-drilling on the lovely, useful pillar drill, and the time has come for templates. You need to be absolutely aware of the size or the footprint of your router. You don't want the base of the router to hit the foot of your clamp. Success. Progress. And dust. So there we have. I need to sharpen that route a bit. Long drill bits. We have several options. Let's play. Flat bit, and that sits in there. The hex head closes and we have a super long drill bit. I love the subtleties of each different tool we use. This guitar has a scratch plate and a control plate that are mounted on the front. And having a single battery box somewhere on here, it slightly offends me. It just doesn't look right. So because I know that this system uses not very much battery at all, and because the scratch plate and because this control plate only has a couple of screws, I'm going to install the battery for this one inside the cavity. We've done all the routing, we've drilled the wiring routing. The final stage, before we go and do the finishing on this guitar and then eventually install is making sure that this screen fits perfectly. And what I'm going to have to do for that is just nip away with a properly sharp chisel the corners so that it sits and it doesn't move. You need to bear in mind that the working part of this touch screen needs to be, well, it needs to be centered, it needs to be in the middle. And I'm going to use a sharp pencil, and then I'm going to use a sharp chisel to chop those out. Being careful not to break my glass, of course. And that there we go. And if I've done my job properly, let's see. I love ribbon cables. Look at that, just folds right over. That sits there. There is no movement up or down or sideways. And that is, well, that's important, really. So there we have it. Remember that in the end we're going to have this piece of white. It's a diffuser that goes behind the glass, and this is all going to look really rather lovely.